This is a restaurant, and this table is for us,
Yes, baby, just for us.
and we really can set up the lights as we want.
Surely, let me show you how we can do this. First of all, we have individual controls for each one of the bulbs, meaning that you can turn them on and off in whatever order you prefer.
Oh, that's fabulous. Because at home, I can't do that. One button controls everything.
And also you can pick up whatever intensity you like in whatever order, of course.
That's excellent.
Finally, let's don't forget that you can combine ambient with full intensity for multiple purposes to create a nice and cozy atmosphere.
I think I'm going to fall in love with this restaurant. It's so lovely.
Whoa, bonjour mes amis. Maybe you own a restaurant, cafeteria, pastry, cake shop, and so on, or you just plan to open up such a business in the near future. Well, in that case, tell me, how can you differentiate your business to stand out in front of the others, since everybody has good menus, good services, good promotion, and even good prices? Tell me, how can you convince your potential customers that coming to your place it's a way better idea than going to their places? Well, today's video is going to give you the answer to this question. The days in which we were talking about the marketing mix as the 4 P's are gone, because today we're talking about the 7 P's of the marketing, meaning that apart of the price, product, promotion and placement, we have also to consider the people, the processes and the physical evidence. And the last two words represent the key elements for today's video. Physical evidence is about everything that a person sees when it interacts with an organization, and thus each element can be considered as a sign of the quality that the respective organization is going to offer, especially if the respective person hasn't yet purchased something from the company. From the physical implementation perspective, with today's technology, this is quite easy and inexpensive. But even if you do this, nobody will know it and nobody will believe it until you actually go there. And in this rhythm, probably will take years until more people will know about it. And for your business, maybe it will be too late. Or you can put a short video on your website like I've showed it to you earlier. But the problem in this case is that if you're going to ask a code designer to create such an animation for you, most probably is going to charge you at least a couple of times more than you have actually paid for the physical implementation of the lighting system. But in this case, my video is the best possible solution for you. And guess what? It's completely free. Yeah, and you only have to do just 3 things. One is to watch the video and create your own control panel in PowerPoint. Second, to record the demo for your clients by using a screen recorder software. And third, to just upload the movie on your website, and job done with no additional costs. Sounds cool, right? And the best part is that I'm going to guide you step by step with my videos so that you will have the knowledge to improve your client's physical evidence at your fingers. And to do that, you just have to stay until the end of the video and you will be able to create by yourself this amazing demo for your clients. And one more thing, the novelty that I'm introducing here today on Modern Education channel is that you will be able to create dimmable bulbs that are really capable to diffuse the light in the space, creating a super cozy atmosphere, and that by using just one single color, no more colors, just one single color. So, are you ready? That seat or viewer is ready because we're starting.
So we are in a blank PowerPoint presentation. Let's select a background, and for the creation of the bulb we need 3 precise shapes. The first one is going to be the teardrop. don't have to worry now about the size. I'm going to tell you immediately what kind of size do you need. The second element, the second shape, is about the pentagon from the arrows, while the third element is about an ordinary rectangle, but this time with rounded corners. That's everything we need to create a super wonderful bulb. Now, the teardrop has to be 1 by 1 for what we want. Then you have to rotate it, select the shape and then size and properties, then size, and for the rotation put 315 degrees. Great. Now we will take the round corner rectangle and we'll make it a square, also 0.5 with 0.5. Going to put the zoom a little bit bigger. Great. And now you should align them like this, so when you see this is perfect, then select both of them, go to the align and say align center. That's perfect. And now you just have to select both of them, and then from the merge shape option select union, and we've got the bulb. And now for the base of the bulb, this is a pentagon. We'll use for the height the same 0.5, while for the width it is going to be a 0.36. Then from the rotate, select rotate left 90 degrees. That's perfect. And if you want, this is optional, you can from this yellow dot, you can increase a little bit the angle here. So click it and dragging with the mouse up, and we have increased a little bit the angle. That's perfect. Then you just have to join them, not making them perfectly, just have to join them, something like this. Select both of them, and then again from arrange say align center, and you've got this beautiful bulb. Now from the gradient perspective of the base, select the base, go to gradient fill, and we will need 3 stops here, so I will bring one more. For the left one, we'll pick this blue-gray lighter 40%. For the middle one, we'll pick this dark blue, and for the last one, we'll pick this light gray for the lightning effect. And for these is going to be positioned, this one is going to be positioned at 45%. Great. Now this is the perfect bulb, and of course you can finally adjust it and make it until it will perfectly meet the base. For the bar that is supplying the bulbs with energy, you can put also a rectangle, again a rectangle with rounded corners, something like this, and a little bit bigger compared with the slide size. That's perfect. Then you want no outline, and from the fill you will say gradient fill, and you will add 2 colors. One can be a dark one, and the other can be this light orange. It's perfect. And then you can move slightly to the middle, these around to 50%, and then from the 3D option we will put a top bevel, and voila, we also have the bar in place. Before creating the animations, firstly we need to create the control panel. To do so, we will insert this time a rectangle with straight corners, and we will make it a perfect square with 0.5 times 0.5. Great. Then we have to duplicate this rectangle 4 times, because the first one will represent the off button and the other 4 will represent the level from 1 to 4. That's perfect. Now we have to make sure that each one of the rectangles, in this case each one of the squares, will receive a precise name, because otherwise we won't be able to make the appropriate connections for the animations. So that's why we'll go to the selection pane and we'll click on each one of the shape and we'll put a precise name. So this is going to be the off button. While the other fours will represent the level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because the off switch should be on top, we will just move it from here, and this is going to be perfect. Now this is going to be level 1, so on level 1. Again, this is going to be moved here. This is going to be on level 2. Great, let's position these below level 1. This is going to be level 3. Okay. And finally, this is going to be on level 4. Now that we have the right names, we can go to the next step and put different colors to these buttons, to these future buttons. So the first one is going to get the darker green color, the second one, the next one that is a little bit lighter, and so on until we will put all the green colors. Perfect. The next step is to create all the faces of the bulb. So that's why we're going to duplicate these 4 more times. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we'll have to give the appropriate name so that the face of the bulb will correspond with the switch. So this is going to be the bulb off, then this is going to be the bulb on level 1. This is going to be the bulb on level 2. This is going to be the bulb on level 3. And this is going to be the bulb on level 4. So if you want now to reorganize the selection pane, it's up to you. So we have the switches here. It means that these should go down after level 4. These will go here. We can also arrange them like this. And now we have off switch, then on level 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the switches perspective, and then bulb level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and bulb off. Let's bring the bulb off before bulb on level 1. Okay, so now we have 5 switches and 5 faces of the bulb. It's time now to put the appropriate color to the faces of the bulb that will be on. So I said that we're going to use just one single color. So for all of them, we're going to use the yellow. Great. On level 1 bulb is going to remain like this, while the other 3 will get a different intensity for the light. To apply different intensity, we'll have to go to the format shape and then click on effects, and from here we're gonna select the shadow. And as you can see here, there are a lot of settings with which we'll have to play with if we want the best possible light diffusing effect. Firstly, we're gonna start with the color, because I said one more time that we're going to use one single color. In this case is the yellow. And by default we have now these settings, but they are not good for what we want. So if this is level 1 and will remain the same, level 2 is going to have a bigger intensity and will start diffusing the light, while level 3 and 4 will have even bigger intensity. If we're going to leave the transparency like this with 0%, then it means it's going to be 100% opaque, and this is not what we want. So the transparency is going to be set at 50%, and then we will play with the size. The angle, it's perfect at 90 degrees, and I will show you in a minute what's going to happen if we're going to change the angle. But for the moment, I want you to see the effects even better, and this background color is not so perfect to highlight the light diffusing effect, so that's why I need a darker color for the background. So I will change it. I will put darker colors. Okay, something like this. It's perfect, and now you will be able to see better what I'm talking about from the effects options. And to highlight the things even better, I will move the bulb from the row, and I will increase the size to the max, meaning 200%. And now please take a look at how I'm going to change the blur size. I mean, I'm going to increase the blur, and how the diffusing effect is going to be perceived even better. So, and now you have obtained the best possible diffusing effect of the light. Great. Now I'm going to play a little bit with the distance. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit to highlight the correlation between the angle and the distance. So now I've exaggerated. I won't leave it like this. So now you can see the diffusing effect goes down, which is typically what we want. At 0%, at 0 degree, the angle, it means that the diffusing effect is going to be seen at the right, while at 180 degrees, it's going to be seen at the left, while at 270 degrees, it's going to be on top. So that's why 90 degrees is the perfect setup. Regarding the distance, the best possible value would be to have the diffusing light a little bit starting from here to down, meaning that a value of 30 will be the perfect value for what we want, as you can see now. Great. But we will want for a level 2 the size to be to 125%, meaning something like this, while for level 3 we're going to apply a 150, while for level 4 we're going to apply a 200. For the moment they don't have any type of setting, but don't worry, we're not going to set up individually again. We'll just click on these, then double click on Format Painter, and then click and stop, and we have also these two settings done. And now for level 3 we just have to put the 150%, while for level 4 to 200, and we have all the phases of the bulb ready. Great. It's now time to put the names on top of the buttons and then apply the 3D bevel effect. So to do so, we're gonna select all of them and gonna specify here a font of 14. Then this is going to be the off. Then this is level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. For the first two buttons, we're gonna keep the white color, while for the 3 buttons, we're gonna apply the purple color. Great. Now it's time to make the connections between the bulbs and the buttons, and finally to apply the animations. To do so, we're gonna click on animations, and now we have to set up the logical flow. So immediately when we will put the slide into the full presentation mode, we will want the face of the off bulb to be visible, while the other 4 faces to be invisible. So to do so, we're gonna have to apply to this face the appear animation, and should happen after previous, meaning every time we'll start the slide, while for the other 4 faces of the bulb, select all of them and apply for all of them the disappear animation, and all have to happen with previous. Great. So now when we will enter into the full presentation mode, the first face, meaning the off face of the bulb, is going to be visible while the others are going to be invisible. This is what we want. Now let's go on. Each time we're going to press a certain intensity level, we want to see the corresponding intensity light. And to achieve that, you have to be very careful with the animations, because otherwise there is a high probability to have something not working as you want. So please pay attention. Okay, let's start. Clicking on these. And by the way, don't press neither one of these buttons, because they will just replace the old animation, and we want to add a new animation. So that's why you have to press this button, and this time these should be visible, meaning appear, and we will put the triggers, and that's why it's important to have the appropriate names here. These will be triggered by on level 1, while and will happen after previous, while these, and these will be invisible, meaning disappear, triggered by the same on level 1 and happening with previous. Great. Job done with this face. Now let's pass to this face, add new animation, appear. This time is going to be triggered by on level 2, happening with previous. And also we want to have these visible, so add animation, appear, again triggered by on level 2, happening with previous. Okay, and these and these should be gone and disappear, again triggered by on level 2, again happening with previous. Great. Now let's pass to this face, and in this condition these, and these should be visible, so appear, all of them being triggered by on level 3, happening with previous, and these, not these. Okay, add animation, disappear, again triggered by on level 3, happening with previous. And finally we want these, and these to be visible, appear, all of them triggered by on level 4, happening with previous, and these should be gone, disappear, again triggered by level 4 and happening with previous. Great. And now the last animation for the off button. So we want these, and these this time to be gone. So add animation, disappear, all of them being triggered by the off switch, happening with previous. And finally adding these, appear, again being triggered by the off switch and happening with previous. Great, my friends. Now we have everything in place and everything should work fabulous. Let's double check in the full presentation mode. So click on these. We have off gone and level 1 face, it's visible. Clicking on these, the second, anytime off, they are gone. So we were here, then these and these, again off, then on level 4, and if we will press level 2 for example, these two should be gone and remain just the first two. Great, fabulous, my friends. Now, my friends, it's time for the big moment, the moment in which we're gonna unite all the faces of the bulb, finally. So let's move these a little bit to the right first, then click on these, we'll bring these on top. Don't worry if you're not gonna properly align all the faces at the beginning, there is really no problem because we have the alignment function. Okay, I will leave it now intentionally a little bit on the right or on the left, like this, and this is going to be on top. As you can see, they are not properly aligned. Now you have to make sure that you will select all of them except the base of the bulb, something like this. That's perfect. And from the home tab, from the arrange, align initially center, and then again align and middle. Now we have the perfect alignment, and now with the arrows keys you can just fine tuning the final position of the bulb. That's perfect. Now you don't have to worry about the fact that the diffusing light is visible here on the slide. There is absolutely no problem because on the full presentation mode this is not visible. Everything is visible as we want, or maybe except this part we should again fine tuning a little bit more the base with the bulb, but L1, L2 off if you want, L4 boom. Now L3 reducing, increasing again anytime off, boom, even bigger, then reducing to L2, L1, everything works fabulous. Now my friends, is no need to do the animations again because we've done the most important part. Now we just have to copy and paste it 3 more times and we'll have all the 4 bulbs and all the 16 controls, and then we'll just the 16 for turning the lights on and +4 for the off, and then we will complete also the control panel. Now take a look how fast we can do that. Now the last 4 elements to complete everything. First of all, the 3D bevel effect. So select everything, go down to format shape, and then from the effects 3D format, top bevel, and select this one, and you've got now the control panel. Just make sure to put these also a gradient fill, and now everything is perfect. We have resolved question number 1. Question number 2 is to insert the picture for the restaurant. So insert picture stock image, and here put the searching word table, and this is the picture that we want. Perfect. Now let's put the zoom smaller, and let's send this picture to back. Okay, now 2 more things. One is to add the logo of the smart restaurant. So insert again picture, this time from this device, and this is the logo for our restaurant. Perfect. And now the last element is to put the wires. For the wires, we're going to insert also a shape, a rectangle, and this time the sizes are going to be 0.1 for the width and 0.8 for the height. with no outline and a green color, something like this. But before positioning the wires to the bulbs, let's position finally the control panel and the logo. And to do so, let's select everything and place them more or less here. It's a good place for the control panel to be in. Then for the logo, great. And one more thing, one important thing, never think to group the buttons from the control panel, or never think to group the base of the bulb with the bulbs, because if you're going to do that, then you're gonna lose all the animations. Now in the full screen, the buttons are active, you can work with them, but if you're gonna select all of them and then group, you have lost all the animations. Take a look in the full screen again. You can't press them anymore, the animations are gone. And the same will happen for the bulbs if you want to group the base with the glass. So Ctrl Z, we have recovered again the control panel. So please never group the buttons and something that already has animations. Now, to be able to position the wires for the bulbs, let's for the moment put this picture outside the working area, because will interfere with our work. So make sure to select both the glass and the base and position them something like this. It's not necessarily mandatory to have them all at an equal distance. You can position them at whatever distance you like. So you just have to put the one up and one a little bit down for creating a good symmetry, but the distance between them is not mandatory to be equal, as I said earlier. So this should be aligned with the left one, and you will be able to see this when you have this proper alignment. And more or less we need a little bit down to position it. So something like this. Now we have the proper alignment, and for this one we'll have to move it something like this and a little bit up, and you can be guided by those red lines. Now we have the proper alignment, and I am really satisfied with this. Okay, now for the wires, you can position them here, then control and move this for the next one, then make sure you send it to back, and with the arrows you will properly position the wire. The same goes for here, again send to back, and one more key to the left, perfect. And finally for the last one, again send to back, and we have done everything great. Now is the moment when we can bring back the picture to the original position to cover perfectly the background. Now one more time you have to send it again to back, because the wires are now at the back. They are not visible, now they are visible. And the last thing, we can work a little bit at the brightness of the image. So from the picture format, you will have the option to change a little bit the colors from here, or right click format picture, and from here you have the picture color, which is the saturation, temperature, and so on, or picture corrections, and you can reduce a little bit the brightness and the contrast to make the background being a little bit darker, so that the light of the bulbs will create a perfect atmosphere. I think this is more or less fine. We can increase a little bit up to 20, Now it's alright, and let's double check our final result in the full presentation mode. The atmosphere is quite cozy now, and we can put whatever lights we want. These more, and these more, and these a little bit like this. And now we have the perfect physical evidence for our smart restaurant. Now, one last additional setting for you. If you don't want this darker edge at each one of the bulbs, then you can select everything and just remove the outline color. Make sure to deselect the base of the bulbs, and then from the shape format say no outline, and now that darker color at the edge of the bulbs is not anymore. You can see clearly here. And even one more additional setting about the styles, you can select all the buttons from the control panel and reduce a little bit the font size, and now I think it looks even better. And for the control panel feel, you can replace this color with a dark red and make it even a little bit darker, and I think this looks even better. Everything for offering to our clients the best possible physical evidence, and thus making them happy and loyal with the company.
Now my friends, since you know very well how to create these amazing dimmable bulbs that can really diffuse the light in the space, you can now set up the demo video for your clients as you want. And now in my next video, I'm going to show you how you can record the monitor screen in PowerPoint if you don't have any other software alternative. And I'm going to show you also the best possible settings so that you can have an enjoyable experience. But now, if you have enjoyed this content, please consider sharing it to your friends so that more persons can watch this video and more persons can improve their activities. And if you are one of my subscribers, please make sure to hit the notification bell, because I have the impression that the majority of my subscribers don't receive notifications when I'm publishing a new content. While if you are not a subscriber, then you can have a solution at this too. But don't worry, if you're not decided to hit that button, you can watch my other videos that are waiting for you with a lot of surprises. So my friends, thank you one more time so much for watching, sending you the best wishes, and see you in the next episodes. A bientôt mes amis.